Hi, welcome. I'm Candy Michael from Powell, Ohio, and I'm here today to stamp with you. Very little stamping, actually. I'm going to be showing you more of our die cuts, some of our Stampin' Up! Die cuts, and I'm featuring the well-written die set. Excuse me. So this is our die set that I will be focusing on today and showing you a couple different cards. And oh my goodness, it is so cool because it fits so many different themes. And I'll show you some little tips that I found that worked well and some fun ideas for you, and hopefully maybe even a new fold that you haven't seen yet. Or if you have, maybe it's just a little bit different than what you've seen in the past. Excuse me, have a little frog. Okay, so my first card is this darling little happy birthday card. And what I did was I used our framelits, or I'm sorry, the dies that I just showed you, but I'm also using our adhesive sheets. So we have these, there's 12 in the pack. They are 6 by 12 inches. So you get a lot in here. And it's funny because sometimes we tend to buy this stuff and put it in the drawer and not use it. So I am determined to use so many of these products that I buy, and especially now that I'm doing Facebook Lives, because I want to show you guys how to use it and get it out of your drawer if you also have it in there. So I'm super happy to show you. So today, let me show you these dies again, because they have the little branches here, or the little flower pieces. They also have like another piece of sprig, 3 different flowers, a heart, a little butterfly and a bird, and then of course, like I said, many different words. So I tried to come up with some ways to showcase this set, because so often, especially now with our whole lives changing with COVID, for me doing classes, we are not allowed to stamp images and then put them in kits for people to create cards, but I can die cut. So I can die cut many different elements here and make a birthday card or a sympathy card or whatever I need. So let me show you this card on, I didn't open it up for you. Hooray! And in here is a little pocket, and that's my money holder. So you can put a gift card, a check, cash. Cash is always good. And send this off to somebody, and or if you're attending a party, you can hand it to them, safely distancing. Sorry, I know that's just the way it is right now. So let me show you how to use these adhesive sheets. They actually have like slits in here, and that is so it would be easier to peel. You can cut them to any size. What I normally do is cut a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, or if I just need a smaller piece, I cut it, and then I cut a strip from here and just laid it on the back. So I'm going to show you that very quickly. This adhesive sheet can be kind of sticky, so you want to make sure you cut it like I did here, a little bit smaller, and don't go edge to edge, because when you take it and put it through your die cut machine, you don't want any of the adhesive that's on here hanging off the edge. If it is hanging off the edge, you want to cut it off so that you don't get your plates or your machine all gummied up with the adhesive. So I would take my sheet and I just cut a little piece here, and when you pull it off, this piece that you're peeling off, depending on I guess how you're holding it, but this piece that I'm peeling off is my sticky adhesive side. So I want to just lay that right inside so I'm not hanging over the edge. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of sticky on your fingers, just rolls right off, just roll it off and remove it. And that way, like I said, when it goes through your die machine, you won't have any of that adhesive hanging off. Now, I'm laughing because when I was creating one of these cards, I did put it in backwards. So this is the back of your sticker. You want to make sure that you are cutting from your colored side, even if it's white. I did do some white pieces. You just have to see where your sticker is and know that that is the back and that I will be cutting from the front, which is my cardstock side. And that way you'll be able to just peel that little piece off of the back once you cut it. And I will be showing you that. Showing you exactly what I mean. So very quickly, again, I'm Candy Michael from Powell, Ohio. I've been with Stampin' Up! 23, almost 24 years, you guys. Woohoo! My boys have grown up with my Stampin' Up! Business, and they still support me, and so does my husband. So I'm very, very blessed. I am working on a website right now, candystampers.com. And for the month of July, I have a host code. And I've decided I'm going to pull a host code for the whole month because it makes it easier. You can jot it down and then have it if you want to place an order. You can go through my Candy Stamper site to reach my Stampin' Up! Site as well to place orders. So you'll want to do some shopping today because I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. All right, we have our Gorgeous Grape cardstock, which is our Stitched Shapes die. And I used the second to the largest die. And I just went ahead and cut that out and popped it up there with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to tell you, and this is our Granny Apple cardstock. And then I die cut out some of those flowers. And again, I'm going to show you how I made my pocket and all of it. So using that Stitched Shape die, I cut some Gorgeous Grape. Then I cut out all my other pieces, and I already cut them because I didn't want to make you sit here and watch me. And they do have the adhesives on the back. So I just made a bunch of pieces of cardstock, put the adhesive on the back so I could make a bunch of these be like stickers. It makes it so much easier than trying to dot your glue on, which a couple of them I did on my samples. But I will tell you, it makes it much easier to do it this way. So my cardstock base, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put my little pieces so I don't lose them. So my cardstock base today is white, but for you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, I use a retired color, and you're going to cut your piece of cardstock at 8.5 by 5.5. Then you're going to score it at 1.5 and at 4.25. Hey, Mindy. Hi, Noreen. So when it folds, it will fold like this. This will be your pocket, and then this will fold inside. So you can do it this direction or this direction. And you're even going to see a card where I did it this way. So my pocket is like that. So I made several of them to show you, but I wanted to give you the measurement. So 8.5 by 5.5, score at 1.5, score again at 4.25, and it's a half sheet of cardstock. So here we go. I'm going to show you what I did. Let me move that. So on a couple of these, I realized that I forgot to cut out like a little notch here. So I have it, my 1.5 inch punch right here. Any circle punch will work. And I don't usually measure. I'm terrible at doing that. I just kind of go, well, that looks about in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to just fold it down. And I really do love using these bone folders to make that crease really nice. And then I'm going to fold this down. And then in order to make my pocket stay, we don't want that money falling out or those gift cards falling out. So I use our really, really strong tape that we have, that Stampin' Up! Has, and I call it our terrible tape. It is absolutely awesome because it's terrible. And what I mean by that is you grab a piece and you can tear it. Therefore, it is terrible. Ha ha ha. I have to amuse myself, you guys. There's nobody else here and I'm talking to myself. Well, I'm talking to you, but it's really funny when we're doing these lives that you really are kind of talking to yourself. So, amuse me. All right, this is our Take Your Pick tool, and it has several different uses for it. So I'm going to show you one of them. Oops, I don't want to take that off, which is our pokey tool, or piercing tool. So it's actually much easier to peel your papers off if you have your sharp tools like this, because otherwise you dig with your fingernails and half of the time I can't get them off. So I find this tool to be awesome. And I know that Ida asked me some questions about it, so it made me think maybe other people have questions as well. So I put my tape on the edges here. That's all you need, is just a little bit to hold it together. So now I've created my pocket. Pretty simple, huh? You guys are gonna love this, because I bet you can make a ton of cards yourself, because it's just a super simple little fold. So on the back, I did pop up my grape piece, probably using too many dimensionals, but hey, like I said, they're sitting in the drawer. I have to use them. So I did put some on the back because I wanted to give that some dimension. What do you know? I took and put this up actually pretty high because of those little branches. I don't know why I'm going to call them branches, but I don't want to call them weeds. Are they flowers? Maybe they're flowers. I see all the leaves on them. But I wanted this to be up high enough so when I put my birthday piece on, it doesn't get hung up here in the cattails. Maybe they're cattails. I guess I could just name them whatever. So I have this that I had run through the machine, the die cut machine. And so I'm peeling off the back part of my sticker, self-adhesive die cut. Any of you remember that? Hi, Susan. I love these words on here. They really are awesome. You can make a million zillion cards. Okay, so just simply line this up. It is sticky, but it's nice. It actually did not stick to my fingers. So very simply put that down, and it will help you not have to sit there with your glue and try to put it all together. Love it. We had sold some of these in the past, and I'm really happy that Stampin' Up! Brought them back, because they make our life so much easier, and your life easier when you're trying to put all of this together. So I peeled the sticky part off of the back of the happy. I'm going to peel it off the back of the birthday, and it's really very simple. Just be careful you don't tear it, so kind of walk it along. And I actually did not need it on the B and the Y. I just realized that. I did it on my sample, but I'm going to go ahead and put it down anyway. Because it hangs off of the edge, you really don't need to have it on there. But you can go back later and take the stickiness off with some powder or something like that. Okay, guys, so now look at how cute and how simple. I love these bright colors. Anybody else love these bright colors? I normally use blue, so come on, this is a change for me. All right, for the inside, I'm going to use the little hooray, it's your birthday, hooray, and put that down here. I didn't want it up too high, and you want to be careful that it's behind the piece that folds here, so I had to move it way over to the side. I also have a cute little butterfly that is trying to fly away, but I'm going to capture the butterfly and put it down again as a little sticker. You can just add it. Oh, maybe that's a little high. Come down here, little butterfly. There we go. And then for the little flowers, I decided to pop them up. So I'm using our mini dimensionals, one on the back of each one. And then you'll notice that there is a pretty large hole in the middle there. And so what was really nice was I was able to add a rhinestone jewel on there, and then it sits right inside that dimensional, the part that's kind of sticky. Oh, I didn't put that on very straight. We'll try it again. It kind of gets hidden in the weeds here. So we're going to just pop these on here, and when I did that, like I said, I can go back because these are sticky. I can go back and add a rhinestone and that'll cover that part. Okay, so I'm going to use the small ones because those flowers are pretty tiny, but it's nice you can pick it up with the piercing tool as well. You want to get underneath there and make sure you get that glue that's under the glue dot. I've done this so many times and not gotten the glue. And then I need one more because I want to dot our eye over here for birthday. Isn't that sweet? Okay, thumbs up, like it, comment, share, and give a big woohoo. So that's my first card. I love it because, like I said, you can send some money or put a gift card in there, and just very sweet and some fun colors. Okay, that's my first one. So I'm staying with this theme. I'm staying, not this theme, but with this fold. So I'm going to be able to show you some other cards that I made using that fold. But first, I want to mention very quickly that our new holiday catalog is out and my box just arrived. So thanks, Mindy. Hi, Paula. Hey, Ida. So if you need a new catalog, let me know. Send me, you can private message me and send me your address. I can mail it, or I will be doing a porch pickup from my studio here in Powell next Tuesday from 10 to 1 or from 6 to 7 at night. So let me know if you need a catalog. I know I got a couple messages from some people that need one, and I'm happy to send it out. Again, they just arrived, so they'll be going out later on this week. Okay, what is next? How about if I show you this graduation card? I fell in love with this graduation card. I actually have 3 family members, some nieces and nephews that graduated. And it was so funny because I used our stitched stars and the playful alphabet. And I was so excited when I finished this because I also did the pocket so I can send them some money. Forgot to do my cutout, which is fine. I can go back and do it or not worry about it. But after I got it all done, I went, well, I forgot to use my well-written words. So guess what? I went back and recreated a card for you, and I'll show you what it looks like, and I'm going to show you how I did it very quickly. Because I promised you I'm going to use these dies, and these dies have so many fun things. But one of the things it doesn't have is graduation or a congrats. So I had to make up my own. So check this out. I made a woohoo, woohoo grad card. So again, I used my stitch dies and I used the playful alphabet and I added in a woo-hoo for our graduate. So let me show you what I did because you guys are gonna just love it too. So I took my who, okay, follow me here. I took my who and my wishes and I cut out, I kept this, but then I cut out the W and added it onto, I had to cut 2 who's and then cut off the W and made it a woo and a who. You gotta love it. But I'm looking here and I see I only cut 1 who. So now I only have a who card and not a woohoo card. So I'm gonna just walk you through and show you how I did this because it's pretty simple. And I'll just have a who as we go along here. First, again, we always wanna use our punch and punch out that half circle. And I really need to make this like a point to do that as my first step because I kept forgetting. That doesn't happen to any of you, I'm sure. Go ahead and fold it. The measurements again for this is 8.5 by 5.5, 8.5 by 5.5, and then score it 1.5 and 4 1/4. So I need to glue it down with my tearable tape. Love this tape that can tear. And I never measure. I just take a piece, tear it off, and put it on. If it's too long, it'll be all right. So I'm doing the same on this one. And then I'm going to use my pokey tool on the back of my Take a Pic tool. I was looking in the catalog and trying to find some really fun stuff to show you guys, because I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, that YouTube and Facebook Lives, that show you specific product and bundles and stuff, and I like doing that. I love doing that. But I wanted to change it up and do something just a little bit different. So that's what I came up with for today. So this piece is 5 1/4 by 1 1/2 inches. And we'll go ahead and glue that down using our liquid glue. And just, you like that? You can scribble with this glue. It's kind of fun. Put it down, make sure it's straight. Then I have a piece here that is 2 1/2 inches by 5 1/4. And that just fits right inside this panel, so you'd be able to see that. You can always run it through the die machine if you want to put a little texture on it, or I just left it flat because these stars have quite a bit of texture with the stitching on them. So we put that down. Then on our letters, I ran these also with the adhesive through the die cut machine, because these are also a little harder to get your glue on the back. So I just went ahead and made them little stickers. So that looks about right. When I first made the card and I set it aside, you know how sometimes you're going over your head, G-R-A-D, G-R-A-D, G-R-A-D. And I turn around and I'm picking up this stuff because I'd made a big mess on my table and I needed to somewhat clean it up so that I could do my live. And I went, oh my gosh, I misspelt it. And I kept saying G-R-A-D, and it was right. But I started to panic that I spelled guard instead. But I did it. It wasn't wrong. I didn't have to peel them all off. That would have actually been hilarious. Or put it on upside down or something like that. So these are really easy to peel. Sometimes when you cut, your sheet might have like a little slit in it, but that won't be all right. Okay, so I have my grad. I did take 3 of the different star sizes. These are the 3 smaller ones. And with the smallest one, I popped it up with the smaller dimensionals. So everything is small on this card. And then just pop that up down there. Gave it a little more dimension. Then this big swoosh piece, I ended up having to cut it so it would fit under here. So all I did was just some little minor surgery, nothing to be afraid of. And I did this one at the bottom. So I simply cut so that it will fit right inside this, but I don't really want that point sticking out. So I just did some cutting, put it down, and then put some glue on the back. You could put dimensionals, but it's kind of a thin die cut there, and I didn't want that to get caught in the envelope when I was putting it off and on. So I'm going to just put my glue on the back of this anyway. And hi, Barbara. Nice to see you. And I'm going to just put this on there as well and make it all work. I don't want my fingers sticky, so. Okay, here we go. So I have my star. And then I'm going to do the same with the leftover piece here. Just do a little cutting off here. And you want to leave enough for it to be glued on to the back here. So you don't want to cut too much off. And then simply add your glue. But how fun is that? You guys, I was going through all of the different dies and thought, gosh, I have such a wonderful collection. I'm going to use them. I want to use some of these, and I really honestly needed a, couple of graduation cards. So I'm thrilled that I was able to do that. And I forgot on this piece, oh good, I haven't put it down yet, but I did have it as a sticker. So now I need to put this down. Now I have glue all over me. It's all right. It's all right. We got this. And I do have a little thing to wipe my fingers off with. So on this card, I probably could have pulled it over to hang over the edge a little bit, but it still looks really cute. So on here, I took my, here, let me give you guys this card back and let you look at that, because I will have to piece these letters together. So I'm piecing my who and making a woo. So we have a woohoo. I really amuse myself, you know? I guess I have to, because I'm sitting here going, what can I do with this graduation card? I wanted to use the dies. Like I said, I needed a graduation card, so I figured, what the heck? Why not just put it in there? I'm cutting one more who because I didn't cut enough. And thank goodness it's right here. There we go. So with this brush, this is what this brush is for. It's for you to actually scritchy scratch over the top and then it'll, of your die, and then it'll just pop out your pieces. Super cool. I just bought that brush because I wanted to use it on some of my very finer dies. It's a little harder. Okay, so now I have, where's that black paper? Oh, here's a piece. I'm going to put it on here so you can see it better. Okay, so now I need to have another who and make it a woo. So there's one who. And now I have to cut off my, I'm going to cut off my H so I can connect it to my W. This is like surgery, you guys. I've heard some demonstrators that claim they are cardiologists. I guess that's kind of what we are, huh? All right, so now I'm going to be able to just glue my woo together. I told you, I amuse myself. I do have sticker sheet on the back, so I'm hoping that they will stick very nicely together. So what I'm going to do is do this right on the card, because I have a feeling I'm going to be able to make it all work. What do you guys think? Woohoo? Can I get a woohoo? So my woo comes first. Now I have little sticky pieces all over me. There's my woo. And you can kind of cover up that cut. Look at that, it worked. And here is my who. So I have a woo and a who. Make it go straighter. And it's the little sticker piece. Yay, what do you think? Thumbs up if you like it. And if you want, like this is gonna go to one of our nephews. So I don't really necessarily have to put any bling on it, but I guess the guys might like bling too on their cards, but I'm gonna just leave it as simple as that. So again, here's my pocket. I can put money, a gift card, check, whichever I would like. So there's my graduation woohoo cards. And then the one that I made without using that specific die, just using the star dies and the playful alphabet. Because like I said, when I first made that, I realized I didn't use my well-written dies. So here's my second card. Oh, I hope you like it. Woohoo, Paula. All right, I have more. Buckle up, I have more. These are actually pretty fast to make. So, and Besides, I have everything already cut, so it goes a little bit quicker, of course, when I'm demoing it. But I so enjoy doing this, you guys. It's too much fun. Too much fun. Oh, I did pull out the dies that I used, which again were the stitch stars. And so there's one larger star than this. And there's some that have more intricate cutouts, but I just did the stitching ones. And then the nice little shooting stars there. The playful alphabets are awesome. If you don't have them, I'm telling you, I've already used them a lot, and I love it. Love it. Okay, how about I do one more card that I want to show you, and then I have one more left that I'm going to actually stamp this one, and then I have one more left that I just want to show you for a little show and tell. So this one I made, and I needed a wedding card. Somebody in one of my classes asked for a wedding card, and I hadn't made a wedding card in a long time. So I came up with this card, and this is what started me wanting to show you all of these today. So this one is made with the Forever Blossom stamp set, and I will show you here as I open it up. Are you ready? Okay, big surprise. Hi, June. Big surprise here. It's for the bride and groom. And look, it even has some money in it. And now we have a couple of weddings coming up this year. The boys' friends are all getting married, so I have a card ready for them. But isn't that gorgeous? Let me show you how I did that. So I used the Forever Bloom stamp set and dies. I only used the die that went with the large flower, but I did use some of the other words on here. So this is the die, goes along with it. And actually, I love that Stampin' Up! Is now doubling up on some of their flowers and things like that, because it makes the die cutting go so much faster when you can just cut, do a couple at the same time. So this is a great set. It's not a bundle. It was a bundle in our last catalog, but these are called the Cherry Blossom dies. So for this card, I did use the white, Whisper White base. All of my cards today, I used the Whisper White base. It was very simplistic for me to do so. And rather than getting into a bunch of different colors, it was easier for me for the show and tell today. So far, so good. Woohoo! Hi, Kelly and Dina. All right, don't forget to do the punch, the half punch. And again, I just kind of eyeball that and say, that looks pretty close to the middle. And then we're going to use our terrible tape. Gotta love it. And just put your pieces on. A couple of easy tears. You know, when you're doing a lot of boxes or things like this, I love the ease of this tape that I don't have to grab my scissors every time that I need to cut it. Makes it go so much faster. So again, you can use your little piercing tool from your pick tool, and it makes picking up these edges so much faster. Oh my gosh, it's like the best tip ever. And you can even use it to take your dimensional backings off as well. Sorry, I had to get a sip of water. I talk so much that I make myself very thirsty. Okay, so we're gonna make that pocket, and then we're gonna build everything else. So again, this is the card I'm gonna show you. It is the Forever Blossoms. Let me get that right in the camera there. So I have our petal pink background here, this piece, and the basic black. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp. When I made this card, I thought this stamp set just went so perfectly, and I needed an area for it to have this large verse on here. And so I couldn't really do it this way. So I ended up making it so that the pocket folded down to the bottom, which is kind of funny, but when it opens, it all makes more sense. So cherish every moment of this day. I'm going to go ahead and stamp that first because if I make a mistake, I can always flip it over, right? It's always a good little tip of the day. So I'm using our Memento black ink, and hopefully it's right on there. So without rocking it, I'm trying to put pressure on it. Not bad. I'll take it. I'll use it. So this piece will get glued onto here, and let me go ahead and do that. And then I can set it aside. A little glue here, a little glue there. Put that down. Looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that right on inside. While I'm doing it, let me just finish that part. Okie dokie. Voila, that part's done. So now we need to do our fold here, this flap. I actually stamped the, I guess those are cherry blossoms, with my scrap paper here. And I did stamp that in the black ink as well. Sometimes when the stamps are this large, it is much easier to use your ink this way. And sometimes I kind of rub that ink on there if it doesn't look like it's going on. This stamp is really pretty because it looks like it is missing some spots, but it's really not. That's just the way the stamp is made. So now that that's inked, I'll go ahead and stamp that. I never let go of my stamp. I always hold on to it and just use the other hand to do pressure points because you don't want it to skip. I have glue on my fingers, so it's catching everything. That is so pretty. So my suggestion is when you are going to color, I have found it much easier to color it first and then die cut it out. It's hard sometimes to hold it onto it when it's been cut. It's hard to hold on to all the little pieces. So I'm using the dark petal pink Stampin' Blend to do the flowers. And then I'm going to go back and use the Old Olive to do the greenery here. La, la, la. Oh, you know what? I actually did already cut it out. So let me go ahead and just do this one. Even though I just said stamp it, color it, and then die cut it. But it's too late because I had already die cut it. And I don't want to have to jump up and go do that again, even though it's super close and right behind me. But I already did it once. I don't want to do it again. It's all right. There's not that much coloring, and I can just sit here and visit with you guys. So how's your day? Having a good day? Anybody out enjoying that heat? Whew, it's a little warm. Came inside and was so happy I had my air conditioner running because it's a little spicy out there. Dina, is it super hot in Texas? I heard you guys were having a super heat wave. All right, let's get a little green up here. You can't really see that too much. But it's coming along. I'm almost done. I love the alcohol markers. I actually use our Stampin' Writes as well. They tend to be a little darker depending on the colors you use. So I find that these light and darks, having the choice, they do make a big difference with them not being as dark as our Stampin' Writes. So it just depends on the project as to what markers I want to use. Okay, next I want to show you that I used an embossing folder here. I wrote it down, the Parisian Flourish 3D embossing folder on page 185. And it is so super pretty here. I'm hoping you guys can see that. I put the black cardstock in there to make it a little bit easier to see the design. But most of our embossing folders, you know, being in the book just does not do them justice because they are so pretty. And once you put them on your machine and run it through, and then you can see like the depth of the embossed image. It is so pretty. So the Petal Pink is the name of this cardstock. I think I said that before. This one might have been Blushing Bride, but I'm going to go ahead and keep going because this is what I have. So this piece will get glued. This is on the outer pocket. A little bit of glue does everything great. Makes it all stick together, right? Yay, it's all coming together. So next I'm going to do my tag. I did use the Stitch So Sweetly dies. You guys, I went through the back of the catalog and just kept picking stuff and saying, ooh, I have that one. Ooh, I have that one. So I'm using it because I've used them for various classes. So I already went ahead and cut that out. And I am going to use the black ink again and just stamp on here, always and forever. Oh, isn't that pretty? 104? Wow. It's supposed to be like, I think 96 today. And my poor Joe is out golfing. But he'll be fine. It's beautiful outside, so. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put down my flower. So on here, I did pop this up with a couple dimensionals. And put that down here. And then with this one, I laid this part flat, so I just used this glue and put it on. Get some of this on there. And then I did add a dimensional or two at the top. I think I put like that many. What do you guys think? Looks good? Okay. I'm going for it. This way I could kind of tuck this under here. Look at that. Oops, now I covered my word. Let me do some surgery. Nurse. I need a scalpel over here on bed 2. We have a small stamping emergency. Look at that. I kind of fixed it. Thank you, nurse. Okay, even though no one's here. Look, I fixed it. Now you can read the E. I love it. I added some rhinestones. I'll add those to the last because I want to show you on the inside. I wanted to use our dies. So I'm going to add the bride and the groom. Again, these being die cut out, I have them that I ran them through the adhesive sheet as well. So I'm going to pop this out and the ampersand. And then I need that little pokey tool. On some of these, the little pieces don't always come out of the inside of your die. So that looks centered to me. Can you guys see that? I think you can see that. There we go. And then I have my groom. And my bride, I will grab the bride last. We'll let the groom come in first because he has to see the bride as she's coming into the card here. So we have our groom and it's on the sticky stuff. Oh my goodness, this just makes me so happy. And the bride is still sitting in the die here. So I'm gonna pop that out and then I can peel her to make her sticky. And sometimes when you just peel off the back, it'll take all of those little sticky pieces out as well. So I'm going to make this up a little bit higher. Oh my gosh, you guys, isn't that adorable? Yay! So lastly, I want to add our gems. These are the champagne rhinestones, sorry. Champagne rhinestones. And I wanted to dot her eye and give her a pretty little bling there. And then on the word cherish, I wanted to dot another eye, which it's kind of big for that little eye, but it'll work. Just something to add a little bling, bling, bling. And then on this one, it's nice because there are different sizes. So I'm going to use one of the larger rhinestones and then a smaller one up at the top. So we have this one, and then we have a bigger one right there. Voila. What do you think? Do you like it? So I'll show you my finished one with the moolah in it, with our money. And cherish every moment of this day, always and forever, for the bride and the groom. I think that's in camera, that you guys can see that. I love it. So excited about these. I love this pocket idea to put money in it. Was just something that I figured would be helpful for making any kind of cards. As I sat down and made a list of which cards I could use based on what was in the actual die set, they had baby, they had friend, they had a miss you card, thanks. There were just so many of them. It was hard to narrow it down, but I'm excited with what I came up with. I have one last that I want to share with you. I did make a sympathy card. So many people that are like doing GoFundMes and things like that, I think it's really nice to have a place that you can put some money or a check in there. So I just did a very simple one, and this was using the Sweet Silhouettes tree. I did trim it down a little bit. And again, it was another, really, I wanted to also just show you another idea to add a flap onto the front here, another extra piece, and just keep it very simple, very super simple, black and white. And just used my little adhesive sheets. And I also used an adhesive sheet on here, but I only used like a strip of it in kind of in the middle more because I really didn't need all of those to stick down, but it's not bad. So I hope you love it as much as I do. I will bring them back out to share with you and then tell you a couple of things. This month is our bonus days with Stampin' Up. So every $50 you spend before tax and shipping, you will get a $5 coupon to use next month starting on August the 4th. And on August the 4th, our new holiday catalog, which they're not calling it that, they're calling it the August to December 2020 calendar or catalog. So I just find it easier to say holiday. But that is going live on August the 4th. So if you need a new catalog, let me know. And I have my notes here. So the one last piece of information is, again, don't forget to like, share, and comment. My next live will be on the 22nd, which, by the way, is my birthday. So I'll be finding some fun things to do. Maybe just do a bunch of birthday cards or something because it's my birthday and we can party. And I want to tell you my candy this week. Hot tamales. I didn't open it because I know if I open it, I'll eat it like I've been doing on all my other lives. So I thought to myself, if you don't open it, you won't eat it. And then you'll have hot tamales to show at your live. But anyways, just a couple of quick tips. These were actually made starting back in 1950. And so they're just a little older than me. They're a spicy cinnamon flavored hot and chewy candy. They're one of my favorites. I do love these. Look at that. They're gluten-free and they say fat-free. I don't know what sugar is, but whatever. I love them. But the funniest fact that I found is they have actors and people that love these, that are famous people that love them. And it was a couple of the Kardashians were named, and Ellen DeGeneres. This is one of their favorite candies, and it is the #1 candy, the cinnamon flavored candies. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed having you here, and I hope you come up with some really fun pocket card ideas so that you can have some money holders for your grads or anybody getting married or some birthday cards. So, oops, here's my last one. I forgot to show you that one again. The other one I made. I knew there was another one. I set it really far away. But anyways, thanks again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great week. And I'll see you next Wednesday for the 411 on Stampin' Up. Thank you. Bye.